Hi, so welcome to this mystery shopping training. My name is Cass or Cassandra. I go by both of them. On TikTok, I am Cass. It's easier. So, hi, welcome to this mystery shopping training. As I said, my goal with this training is that by the end of it, you feel comfortable getting started mystery shopping. I hope you won't have any questions by the end because I'm really here to just walk you through the whole process and make sure that you don't ever feel like, is this a scam? Am I doing it right? You know, all of those things. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you're here, I assume you already know what mystery shopping is, but it's when you're going and doing something. You're either going to a restaurant, or you're going to a gas station, or you're going to a store. You have a customer experience. You're getting paid to go shopping. You're getting paid to go eat. And then the reason that you're getting paid is because you're going to report back on your experience. So how did it go? What happened? How was the food? How was your customer service? How was everything? And that is the whole purpose of mystery shopping. It's helping customers it's helping companies understand the customer experience from the customer point of view. Because if you think of when what are words? When you think of when companies actually get feedback from people, it's either the feedback is like really, really good, and that's why somebody felt the need to express their opinion of how things went, or it's really, really bad, right? And somebody had the worst experience ever and they need to let someone know. And those are usually the only two times that companies will get feedback, is it was really good or it was really bad. And what companies really need though is that middle ground, average, everyday experience, and what that is really like. And that is where you come in as a mystery shopper. So let's walk through I do this every time. Let's walk through what we're going to talk about today. First, I'm going to tell you who I am and my qualifications to be doing this training with you today, the types of mystery shops that are available to you, what you will need specifically in order to get started, a walkthrough of the industry and just like basics that will help you feel more grounded as you're going through things, a site walkthrough and the sign-up process, applying for a job, how to think about and go about doing a mystery shop, how to submit a report, pro tips and best practices from my 9 years of experience, how to avoid scams, and a walkthrough of Presto Shopper. So getting started, my name, I just really don't understand. I click and I do the arrow and it doesn't go and then it goes 85 times. So anyways, hi, my name is Cass, as I told you. I grew up in Virginia and my family just didn't have a lot of money. We just didn't. And so I started side hustling when I was 11 by mowing people's yards. And I've always thought about money just kind of as this resource, how can I get more of it in everyday ways, how can I just decrease my expenses or increase my income by doing things I already do? Is there a way to make money from things I already want to be doing? So I worked all the way through high school and college. I put myself through college entirely by myself, and I started mystery shopping when I was 21. So I had just graduated from college. I was doing my full-time job and I was couponing because I was trying to decrease my expenses. So I had gotten really into couponing, and my coworker was like, well, have you ever heard of mystery shopping? And I was like, no. What is that? And she was like, basically, the money that you're saving by doing this couponing, you're saving $2 here, $3 here, some days $10. You could be just doing 5x that by doing mystery shopping. You could go out to dinner for free by doing mystery shopping. You could be getting gas for free by doing mystery shopping. And I was like, say less, queen. Just tell me how to sign up. So now I've been doing this for almost 9 years. I've shopped all over the United States and even overseas. Yes, mystery shopping exists overseas. It's not just a United States thing. And I have mystery shopped in both Spain and Thailand. So that's my experience, and that's why I'm here talking to you about it. I've made thousands of dollars from mystery shopping, and seriously, I've done a lot of cool things. I've eaten at countless restaurants, and I have definitely decreased my expenses by, I don't know, a lot of money, a lot of money. That's where I'm coming from. So let's get into it, because I'm here to help you make more money and decrease your expenses and get paid to do fun things in your life. So Here are some types of shops, and this is not exclusive list. Like, this is not everything that's out there, but these are just some of the ones that I wanted to call out because they might be of interest to you. So if you have kids or if you have grandkids, we're going to start right there at the top. This is a picture of a children's museum. Every kind of business that you could imagine wants feedback. Every kind. Every single kind. And that includes things that are targeted towards kids. So if you have kids, you already know that doing kid-friendly activities can be expensive, like going to a kids museum or going to an amusement park or something like that. It can get pricey. And you can actually mystery shop these places and be doing these experiences for free. Brilliant. In the middle here, I have a picture of a concert. Yes, you can mystery shop events like concerts. I know for a fact that in the fall of 2022, so like a few months ago, I saw mystery shops that paid $200 to attend top 40 artist concerts and report back on the experience. What? Up for here at the top, we have keys for cars. If you've ever lost your keys and had to have your car keys remade, you know that's pretty pricey. That's a real mystery shop that I have done. I have gotten these fobs made for free and gotten paid to have them made for me. Also, car washes and oil changes are always available, as well as getting gas. Up here at the right, we have alcohol audits. So this would be when you're going into a store trying to purchase alcohol and seeing if they will ID you. Here, when below that is a picture of an airport, sometimes you will get the opportunity to shop a lounge or an airline or the process of going through something. So like, let's say you wanted to maybe like sign up with a credit card for an airline. That might be that process, but I really have had a whole entire flight paid for from mystery shopping. Like, the flight was paid, and then I was also paid to be on that flight. Then at the bottom, I have a food delivery app. That is also true. You can get food delivered as part of a mystery shopping experience. This is a picture of a bed. Retail shops are really, really popular opportunities. So that might look like something like a larger purchase, like a bed or a mattress or a desk, in which case you would not be making a purchase. You would just be going through the process of like what it's like. What does the sales associate do for you? What do they offer you? What do they walk you through? What's their presentation? That probably would not involve a purchase. If it's a clothing store or a shoe store or an electronics store, that might include a purchase of something small, like $15 or $20, $10, something like that. And then if there's ever a purchase involved, A, you get reimbursed for it, and B, you get to keep it. So it's just free products and you're getting paid for them. It's great. And then finally, down here in the bottom left corner is a picture of a restaurant. These are my favorite types of shops. I just really like to go out to eat. And so if somebody else can pick up the bill, I am all about it. All about it. So these are, like I said, not an exclusive list. This is just an example of what is available, but this is a pretty good idea of what you could be doing that you probably didn't have any idea that you could be doing this. So moving on, what do you need to mystery shop? Really, you don't need a lot, okay? You need to have your phone. That's like a must. You have to have a phone. Everybody has a phone. You probably found me on TikTok on your phone, so I know you have one. Then you need to have a driver's license or some form of identification. If you're not mystery shopping in the US, then probably it's like your passport. But if you're shopping in the US, then you need your license. A computer, I prefer typically to finalize my reports on the computer. It's just better for my eyeballs, so I like doing it that way. You'll need an internet connection. You need some way to take notes, whether that's an actual journal or just like taking notes on your notes app on your phone. And you will need your social security number. You cannot be a mystery shopper without giving your social security number. And this is, I think, like the first thing that people immediately jump to when they are looking at mystery shopping opportunities, and that's why they think everything is a scam, because when you're signing up, it will immediately ask you for your social. And so many people are like, that's a scam, that's a scam, that's a scam. They asked me for my social security number. It's not a scam. They are asking you because you're a 1099 contractor. If you zoom out from your perspective of just like this random company random company is asking you for your social, if you think about it from the IRS perspective or the company's perspective, you know, the company is just sending out hundreds, thousands of dollars every other week, right? To just people's PayPal addresses. And then if you magnify that from the IRS perspective, the IRS is looking at this company who is sending out money every other week to people's PayPal addresses, and the IRS wants to know, like, what are we doing here? what's happening actually in this situation, right? So they need some form of a way to track where that money is going and who it's going to. Also, you are a 1099 contractor if you're a mystery shopper, which means this is a business. This is your business. You will be responsible for self-employment taxes. If you make $400 or more in your own business, whatever that business is, according to the IRS, you will now be obligated to pay self-employment tax. So what does that mean for you as a mystery shopper? It means if you make more than $400, then you would be responsible for that. If you make more than $600 with one mystery shopping company over the span of the year, they will send you a tax form at the end of the year with your information, so how much money you made with them. That threshold is $600. If you don't make $600 with one mystery shopping company over the span of the year, they will not send you that document. So just be aware of those two items. One, you are obligated to report things at the end of the year. And two, the only way you're going to get tax documents from these mystery shopping companies is if you make more than $600 with one company throughout the year. But regardless of what you do or do not make, you have to give your social security number when you're signing up. That's the only way they can make sure you're a legit person and keep track of things for their own records. So that is why you have to give your social. You don't have to give a copy of your social security number. It's not like you're submitting that. You just have to input your number. Moving on. So let's talk about industry basics. There are two main platforms that are very common, and I'm positive you will encounter these 90% of the time when you're doing mystery shopping. These two platforms are called ShopMetrics and Sassy, and the way that I like to explain this is like Android and iOS. They do the same thing, but they're different, right? And so that is what you can think of when it comes to ShopMetrics and Sassy as well. Is that integral for like your day-to-day mystery shopping experience? No, it's not. But I am calling this out for a specific reason, because when you go through the process of signing up with multiple mystery shopping companies, there's like a 99% chance that you're going to be doing this and you're going to be like, I think I've already done this before. And that's because you probably have. Because since so many companies use these two platforms, the sign-up process looks exactly the same. It's literally all of the same information. And if you filled it in once and you have autofill saved on your computer, like you had that toggled on, then it will just automatically fill in all that information for you, which will make the process of signing up for each new company take about 35 seconds, which is pretty great. It's really nice. But it is important to know, just for the fact that because it looks familiar, it does not mean that you have already signed up with that company. It just means that there was another company who also was using ShopMetrics or the Sassy platform. That being said, every company requires a unique sign up. So just because you signed up with Ipsos ShopMetrics, it doesn't mean that another company that also uses ShopMetrics you already signed up with. So remember, even though it looks the same, they're different companies, it's a different account, different sign up. It might be easier for you to just make a separate email for mystery shopping, depending on how seriously you want to take this. I mean, let's imagine that you want to sign up for 45 companies that do mystery shopping. Do you want to be getting notifications from 45 companies to your main email? That's for you to decide. And then the last thing I will call out here is that if you are signing up with Ipsos, then make sure you sign up with both of them, the ShopMetrics and the Sassy. Even though it's under Ipsos, it's still two distinct accounts. So they have opportunities that are only on the Sassy platform, and they have opportunities that are only on the ShopMetrics platform, and they are not melded. They're not combined in any way, shape, or form. So you have to sign up with both separate logins for both of them. Real quick, back to the email. If you're going to make a specific mystery shopping email, I would not put the words mystery shopping in your email. Why? Because if you're using this ever for like a hotel reservation or an airline reservation or a dinner reservation. We don't want to identify ourselves as a mystery shopper. That defeats the whole purpose, right? So I would not put mystery shopping in your email handle. I also would not put your name in your email handle because same reason. If you ever have to give a pseudonym, then you can't use that email, right? Because that's the wrong name in there. So just make it something else, something generic, very random, but don't make it identifying for you. Below this, I have the icon of PayPal. Almost every single mystery shopping company will pay you via PayPal, so it's important to have a PayPal account. And if you want to make your life easier, just make that PayPal email the same email that you use for your mystery shopping emails, and voila, simple. Something else you will see a lot is MSPA Americas. This is the Mystery Shopping Professional Association. I think that's what that stands for, MSPA. If you see MSPA somewhere, it's kind of like seeing FDA certified on something. Like, we're not going to get into what that actually means if you are someone who looks into health. But if you see that, that is a symbol of accreditation. So you can identify that this is a legit resource if it has MSPA, or if you go to the MSPA website and you see sites listed on there, that they're legit sites that you can sign up with. One thing you will encounter when you are creating a profile is there will be an option or like a area that asks if you're MSPA certified. A lot of people wonder, do I have to get certified? Does it give me more opportunities if I get certified? What benefits does it hold if I get certified? In my opinion, none. You do you if you want to do it, but in my 9 years of mystery shopping, I've never gotten MSPA certified, and I'm doing just fine. There have been no shops that were ever denied to me because I didn't have this certification, and I just didn't see the point in spending money if it was not going to give me immediately better results or a chance to do something, right? And you're not going to get new opportunities or get different shops that were not previously visible to you once you have this certification. So your call if you want to do it, but definitely don't have to. And if when you're filling out the profile you see that that space for the MSP, can we go back? If you see the space for the MSPA certification, then you just leave it blank and it's fine. It's not usually a required answer, or if it is, you just say no, you don't have it, and it's not going to do anything against you. It's not a negative thing. So moving forward, this is what it's going to look like once you sign up. So we are on the Ipsos homepage, and let's say we are ready to start shopping. So we're going to create our account here. So we click this button, and then it will come and give us a page that looks like this, and this is where you will enter your email address. You click next, and this is going to take you to a general profile. It's going to ask you for a fair amount of information. You're going to be thinking is this a dating profile? Am I getting married here? Why did they want all this information? Because they're going to ask you things like, where do you live? What's your birthday? Do you have kids? Do you have a car? Do you have all these things? In the initial profile, they might not ask you that many questions. It might just be like your address, your birthday, and your social security number, and that might be it. And then it might, I'll talk about the extended profile in a second, but they're going to ask you a lot of information about yourself. It's okay. Again, it is not like creeping on you, trying to get all the little information about you. It is simply so that they can match you with the opportunities that work for you. If you're located in Buffalo, New York, it's not very helpful to only be showing you opportunities in Nashville, Tennessee, right? So this information is purely so that it can help you be aligned with the best opportunities for you. This is exactly what it will look like if you're signing up with a different company. So that first one was Ipsos. This one is the Jack Network. We will go to New Shopper Sign Up. You're going to come here. You can see that this one looks a little bit different. This one uses a SASE or a shop metrics platform. I can tell from the way it looks. So I would say that most of the companies you're going to sign up with, it's going to look exactly like this. And that's why you're going to think to yourself, have I already done this? Kind of. So you're going to put in your email address right here, click go, and then it would have you fill out all of this information. And like I said, it's just pretty basic information. So once you do all of that, either of those platforms is going to ask you to fill out an extended shopper profile. The extended shopper profile is going to get into a little bit more deeper information, and that's where it's going to ask you, like, do you have a car? Do you go out to eat at restaurants? What kind of restaurants do you go out to eat at? When you stay at hotels, what kind of hotels do you stay at? Well, how much do you typically spend at a hotel per stay? Do you wear running shoes? What brands do you use? Do you have a cell phone provider? What company do you use? What kind of cell phones do you have available to you? Are you married? Do you have kids? Do you have pets? Do you go on vacations? They're going to ask you so many questions, and the questions will be specific for the company and the type of clients that they have. So like I can tell you the Jack Network has restaurant clients, and so their shopper extended profile probably relates more to eating out. Whereas if you were doing like Coil, which is a hospitality focused one, so they have more like airlines and hotels, they're going to ask you more about hotel stays. How often do you stay in hotels? What kind of blah, 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 blah. They also have a lot of restaurant opportunities. And then if you do, let's say like another company, iSecret Shop, for example, they have a myriad of opportunities. It could be anything from air conditioning services to eating out to shopping for bridal gowns. It can be really all over the place. So their questions might just be more generalized, but the type of questions in the extended shopper profile typically relate to what the company does and what industries they work with. So you just fill out all of that, and then that's really all you need to know. Then you're ready to get started. So here are a couple of notes. Like I told you several times before, the two systems, they might feel identical, but it doesn't mean that you've already done it. The initial profile is very basic. It's a very quick sign up. The extended profile will take you probably 10 to 15 minutes to complete, whereas the initial profile will take you probably 2 minutes. A social security number is always going to be requested. It's not a scam. And then finally, the zip code where you sign up with and the address that you put in there. And also, you're going to get asked for like area codes for phone numbers where you could shop. It's not limiting you to those areas. It's simply going to make it so that that's the information you see when you sign in. So if you say that you're located in El Paso, Texas, then when you log in, your home screen is going to show you opportunities that are local to El Paso, Texas, which again is helpful because if you live in Wisconsin, then you don't want to see opportunities that are available in Texas, right? You want to see the opportunities that are available in Wisconsin. So it doesn't mean that it's limiting you to only being able to shop in that area. If you ever go on holiday, you're on vacation, you're traveling, you have a kid's field trip, I don't know, you are going to see the grandparents, you are going anywhere else for any other reason, you have a soccer event that's 5 hours away, you can mystery shop anywhere. You're not only allowed to shop in the zip code that you sign up in. It's just that that's what's going to appear on your home screen when you log in. So once you have signed up and you are in there in the company's website, this is what it's going to look like. This is an example. So this is the dashboard for Ipsos. So we can see on the left-hand side all of these different columns. We're on the home screen right now. My Jobs is what's going to show once you have applied for a job and gotten accepted. The job board list is a list view of all the opportunities that are available near you. The job board map is a map view of all of the opportunities that are available to you. Web and phone jobs are exactly what they sound like. They are jobs that you can do from your house. So you can do them online or by calling. It's great. My applications, if you ever want to do a job and you submit to do the job, it will show up there under my applications. This is before it has gotten assigned to you. Jobs will either be auto-assign or they will be apply. Auto-assign will come into play if there's no shopper rating required, or if you've already done a shop and you have achieved a shopper rating, then you'll be able to auto-assign. If it's a more like complicated job, or they want someone who's a little bit more experienced, they're going to require a certain rating for it, or a certain look, or they want to like specify something. So then it will say request this job, and then you would have to put in an application, which basically you just say when you want to do the job. It's very easy. You just say like, oh, I'll do this job on February 6th. And then you type in, I will do this job on February 6th. And then you apply for the job. It's that simple. You do not have to write an essay or anything like that. You just apply by saying you want it. And then it will get assigned to you. Or not, depending. Certifications is an area of exactly what it sounds like, certifications. None of these are like paid certifications. It's really just that the client, so whatever company you would be going to shop, wants to make sure that you really read the instructions. So they will give you like a 10 or 20 question quiz to do before you can apply for that shop. It's not stressful. You can have the guidelines open in one tab and the quiz open in another tab, and you can take the certification quiz that way. It's fine. No need to get stressed out about it. It's really just to make sure that you have read the directions. My pay is also exactly what it sounds like. It's going to tell you how much money you made, etc., etc. And then news, I have no idea. I've never clicked on that tab, so I don't know. Okay, so that is exactly what it looks like right there. When you click on a job that you would like to apply for, this is what it's going to look like, only without this redacted information. It's going to show something. So here you'll see an icon of the brand that this job is for. You'll see the company name and a brief description of the job. So let's say it's going to be a fast food restaurant. You would see their logo, and then you would see the fast food company name, and then you would see a brief description. So it could say like breakfast sandwich shop, which would mean that they would want you to go to this location, purchase a breakfast sandwich, and report back. Then it's going to tell you the shop location, so where this shop is located, the pay rate, how much money you'll be making, a reimbursement. If there's a purchase required, it's going to have the reimbursement amount right here. The first date and the last date. This means when can you do this shop? So it's not just like a running forever. You can do it whenever you feel like. There's a client deadline. And so in order to hit the client deadline, the shop has to be completed by a certain date. So this might say February 1st to February 10th, January 1st to January 31st, April 7th through April 17th. They're not always 10 days or 30 days. I'm just making this up, but it will tell you the time frame within which you can do this. The distance is never accurate, so just ignore that. Number of questions is how many questions are going to be in this survey. This is maybe a piece of information to look at. Just you can see the pay rate here and just make sure that that feels good to you. I honestly never pay attention to the number of questions because I just don't. I don't really think it's indicative of how hard or easy a shop is going to be. Because it could be like 50 questions, but they're all yes, no, multiple choice. Or it could be 25 questions, but they could all require a typed out text answer. So it's, I don't think that that's a good indicator of whether or not you should take a shop. Then below it, it's going to give you some details about the shop, like what you will need to do. So for example, if this was a breakfast sandwich shop, it will say like, client requests that you go to the location between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. between Monday through Friday. And you will need to have a purchase of a breakfast sandwich and a small coffee. Please make sure to take photos of the exterior. It will give you like a little description like that. And then over here on the right-hand side, this area is either going to show you that you need to have a certification completed, or it's going to show you, a little calendar that looks just like this. If it says complete the certification, you just have to go complete the certification, and then the calendar will pop up and you can apply for the job. Again, the certification is not like a thing to stress out about. It's just doing a little quiz. You read the PDF, you do the little quiz, you get the calendar, and you can sign up for the job. Not hard at all. So once you are assigned for the job, let's go back for a second. I keep doing this. Okay. Yeah? No. So we're here. So you applied for the job. Let's say we asked to do it on February 11th. So that's when we want to do this shop. Then what? How do we know if this shop is ours? Two ways. One, if this shop was an auto assign, you're going to see an option that says auto assign this shop to me. And once you say that, and I say I want to do this on the 11th, and then I click auto assign, then on the next screen, it's automatically going to pop up this screen that says this shop has been assigned to you. Make sure to complete this shop by February 11th, and it's yours. Alternatively, if you had to complete the certification and then apply for the shop, so we did the cert and then we said we would like to do the shop on the 11th, and then it says your application has been submitted. So then how do you know if this shop ever gets given to you? Well, you're going to get an email when you have either auto assigned or applied for a shop and that shop has been assigned to you. You're going to get an email that has a heading that looks just like this: accepted, you've been assigned, accepted, and it's going to tell you the shop right here in this pink part that I covered up. But you will get an email notifying you that you've been assigned to a job. So it will never be like you apply for a job and then how do you know? You never like will secretly, mysteriously get assigned to a job. You will always first apply for the job. They're never just going to assign you something without asking you or without you expressing interest. It's a side hustle that is completely led by you. The mystery shopping company expects nothing of you other than you do what you say you're going to do. So if you say you're going to do a shop, they expect you to do the shop. But there's no expectation other than that. There's no expectation that you do a certain number of shops per week, a certain number of shops per month, a certain number of shops per year. They're not going to assume that because you're in this location that you're going to do shops there. They assume nothing. Is completely led by you alone, and what you want to do. So you've applied, you've been assigned, you got this notification here that says you've been accepted or assigned, and then you're going to open that email and it will look something like this. So it's going to say the brand and the location that you're going to be going to. You need to confirm that you have the shop and you saw it and you're going to do it. So you're going to click right here and we'll say shop has been confirmed, and then it's going to provide you with a new link that you can click on that says shop guidelines. And when you click on the shop guidelines, this is going to tell you all of the details that you really need to know about doing that shop. So you're going to read through it. It's usually like 4 to 5, maybe even 6 pages, but it's going to tell you every single little bit of information that you need to know. When you should go, what you need to ask, what you need to take pictures of, what you need to be cognizant of, the timing of things. Are there specific questions that you need to be asking? Anything that you could need to know about this shop is going to be available in those shop guidelines. It will also tell you when the shop is due and when you need to submit it by. And then it's also going to remind you of your fees. Fees meaning what you're going to get paid, not what you're going to owe. It's what you make on that. And anytime you've been assigned a shop, it will be here located under the My Shops tab or My Jobs tab. Okay, so as for reports, you generally have until midnight the day you do the shop to submit the report. So let's say you go out to dinner, at 6 p.m. You still only have until midnight of that day to submit the report. And I know that seems kind of like a crunch time, but it's better to just do it anyway and get it out of the way, off of your to-do list, because you'll forget details as you go, as the longer the time passes. And that is exactly why they request that you submit the shop that same day. So same thing though, if you do a shop in the afternoon at 2 p.m., then you have until midnight of that day to submit the shop. Sometimes it's a little bit longer, but it will tell you in your shopper guidelines when that shop is due. So you will submit the shop from the same place of the My Jobs Assigned Jobs tab. So you'll go click here to My Jobs. You'll see that job that has been assigned to you. You click it, you read the guidelines, and then underneath of it, there will be a link that says View Submit Report. And then when you click on that link, it's going to give you the shop report that you'll fill out. Piece of advice here is to not only read the shopper guidelines, but to also click on that View Submit Report link and view the report before you go and do the job. The guidelines are made by human people, so even though they're really good, really good, every once in a while the report will ask for something that was not mentioned on the guidelines. And so as someone who's been doing this for a very long time, The best way for you to make sure that you have everything you need and not to accidentally land yourself in hot water because there's a photo you didn't realize you needed to take or a question you needed to ask, read the report first. It's like accessing the test and the study guide at the same time before you go into the classroom. Like, you know exactly what's going to be on the exam, so you know that you can make sure you have all that information. You can do the report submission from your phone or your computer. It's a lot easier to access it on your computer. However, personally, I access it from my phone while I'm doing the shop, so I don't waste any time. Because if you think about it, like, you're going out to eat at a restaurant, there's a lot of downtime. There's a lot of time between when the server takes your order and the server brings your food, right? So during that time, if you can knock out 5 to 10 questions, and there's 75 questions total, and there's 3 periods throughout that meal that you can just bust out a few questions, you're gonna have the report halfway finished by the time you even leave the restaurant, right? So maximizing your time and being efficient is always something I recommend doing. Never ever be obvious about this, never be overt about this, never like have your phone up with the mystery shop like clearly visible as your server is coming over. Like, you never want to do that ever, because obviously you don't want to be identified as a mystery shopper. You won't get paid, and you probably won't be able to do jobs for that company either. So don't do that. And if you feel like you're not the most sneaky person out there, don't do it. Just don't do it. Wait till you get back in your car, and that's totally fine. As you get more comfortable with things, then think of ways to maximize your time and to be more efficient. But remember, secrecy above all. The whole point of this is that no one knows what you're doing. So if you're making it very obvious that you're filling out a report or that you're taking notes, people are going to be like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? We don't want to have anybody asking any questions. So the other thing you can do is to take notes in the Notes app. I also do this. I just will like have the Notes app open when I'm doing a mystery shop, and I'll just be like, 5:51 we sat down at the table, 5:54 our drink order was taken, 5:56 the drinks came. You know, like, I just keep the little notes in the Notes app. That way I don't ever forget anything when I'm going back and filling out the report. Another pro tip is just take pictures. Timestamp everything, and also will help you remember details. So let's imagine that you're submitting a restaurant meal shop, and it's like, were the garnishes appropriate on the drinks, and did they look fresh? And you're gonna be like, I don't know. I have absolutely no idea what the garnishes even were on those drinks. So that's when you can open your handed in photos, and you can go back and look at the drinks and say, oh, well, 2 of them didn't even have a garnish on them, right? So taking pictures of everything is also super helpful, not only because it can help you reference the details, but also because it's a timestamp. So anytime you take a photo, you can look back at when you took that photo. Oh, my drinks came at 5:56 p.m. because it's timestamped on my picture. And as I already said, read through the guidelines and the report before you do your shop. So let's talk about some best practices and how to find jobs efficiently. I don't know your style and how you prefer to look at things. That's why they have the list view and the map view, because people like to see things differently. But I really recommend that you use a map when you're planning. If you're going to sign up for multiple jobs in the same area or the same day, then do not do this in a willy-nilly manner. You're going to waste a ton of time, a ton of energy, and you're not going to make as much money as you could, because you're just going to be like, but this sounds good. We're not doing anything that sounds good. We're going to be very efficient in all the things we do, otherwise we're wasting our energy. So Circuit is a great app that helps you do this. The way Circuit works is you put in all of the addresses that you want to go, and it uses AI to calculate the best route. It's a super efficient way to do things, especially if you live in a city that has a lot of traffic, or you have to be in specific places at specific times. It will help you like adjust, and you can even say like your estimated time in each location. So let's say there's a mystery shop you think is going to take you 30 minutes. You would put in that it's going to estimated like take you 30 minutes, and then that's going to calculate how you should do your route based on how long things are going to take, traffic, rush hour, all that good stuff. It's very cool. It is a paid app though, so unless you're like really getting into business here, I recommend just starting with Google Maps. Google Maps is also great. Is it as high tech? No. But if you're only going to be doing a shop like, one day a week, then Google Maps is fine. Using the map view is very important as well, because if you're anything like me, you just overestimate things. In the best way. So you will be like, oh, well, I think that restaurant's like pretty close. It looks pretty close on the map to where I'm going today or to where I work, so I'll be like, I'll just sign up for that. And then you don't actually realize it's a 28-minute drive from where you actually were. So always check things on Google Maps before you just arbitrarily sign up for them, to make sure it's actually worth your while, because so many people don't understand this aspect of mystery shopping, and to make sure it actually works for them and their life. And then they will sign up for something that pays $10 that's 45 minutes away, and then they will waste an hour and a half driving there and back, and they'll have made $10, which is basically gas these days, and they will be like, well, mystery shopping is stupid. Well, yeah, buddy, I would have to agree with you. If that's the way you're doing it, that is a complete waste of your time. So don't do it that way, okay? We don't do that. We are smart people here. So you're going to check everything, the location, before you sign up. If you're gonna do 10 shops in one day, then you better put all of those shops into Google Maps so that you can see where you need to go in order. That's called a route. In the mystery shopping world, it's called a route. You're working a route. The reason, again, why you want to put that in Google Maps to make sure you have the most optimized route is because we don't need to drive over here, to drive back over here, to drive back over here. No. We're going to do this, okay? That's going to save us time, gas, and therefore make us more money. So always plan. Plan. Another thing is just make sure that what you're signing up for works for your lifestyle. If you work until 6 p.m., don't sign up for a shop that requires you to be there by 6 p.m., right? It's going to stress you out. Don't do that. Sign up for something that has the flexibility that works with your lifestyle. In order to do that, I would recommend highly that you check regularly what shops are available. If you wait until Thursday or Friday, because Saturday is going to be your mystery shopping day, you wait until that day. What you could have missed out on, hypothetically, are like grocery store shops or a fast food shop, or like stopping in a convenience store and getting some small things. If you were already going to the grocery store, if you were already had to stop at the gas station this week, if you already stopped into a convenience store to pick up a couple of things, you could have gotten paid to do all that stuff, right? But you didn't check to see if those opportunities were available. So now, if you wanted to do those, you have to go out of your way and make a special trip. If there's one thing that I learned from my mom growing up, it was, I don't want to make a special trip to do this one thing. And I agree completely. I agree completely. That's why you're going to work this into your everyday life based on things you're already doing. The only way to do that is to know what's available to you at pretty much all times, right? Because if you're going to do something, the only way you can now work mystery shopping into it is to know if there's a mystery shop available. So easy way to do this, if you know you're going to go to the grocery store in the next couple of days, check to see if there's a grocery store shop available. If you know you feel like going out to eat in the next couple of days, check to see if there's a restaurant shop available. If you know you're going to be going on a road trip for a few hours over the weekend because you're going to see your best friend from college, check to see what shops are available along the route. It's easy once you start thinking of it as a daily activity. Like, oh, I'm already doing this. Can I now get paid to do it at the same time? It's a very different mindset than thinking Saturday is my shift of working mystery shops. I'm going to put aside 4 hours to get mystery shopping done. Yeah, you can do that, but if you can also just work it into your everyday life, then you're probably going to be able to achieve a lot more and make a lot more money. Which goes to the next point that says make sure the pay is worth it for you. And this is a really critical one that I think, again, people who say that mystery shopping isn't all that just don't understand, because people have different ideas of what's worth it to them, right? People have different concepts of what's a good deal or what's a good bargain or what's a nice thing to get. And so you have to make sure that it is worth it to you. What do I mean by this? If I'm someone who just wants to stack cash, than a $75 restaurant reimbursement that pays $10, but is going to require 2 hours of my time, because we are going to go to the restaurant, we're going to sit down, we're going to have a nice meal, then we're going to get back and we're going to drive home, and then we submit the report. So it's 2 hours of work and I'm effectively making $10. That's not going to be worth it to me, because I'm just trying to stack the cash, buddy. Like, I'm just trying to do things that are the fastest possible. In that case, I should be looking for a shop that's going to take 15-20 minutes, and I'm going to make $10 in those 15-20 minutes, right? I might want to look for the gas station shops or the convenience store shops, something that is just in and out, and I make 10 to 15 bucks. However, if I'm someone who is going to utilize mystery shopping in order to have more luxury experiences, have events or restaurants or drinks out, then my focus might not be on making money. It might just be on having those experiences, but not having to pay anything additional to have them, right? Because especially now, or like when I was in college or a young professional, and like my sole focus in life was paying off my student loans, I didn't want to spend money on going out to a nicer restaurant. I didn't want to spend money on going out for drinks. Didn't mean I didn't want to do those things, right? But I didn't want to pay for them, / I couldn't pay for them because I was focused on paying off my student loans. So in that case, having a $75 meal paid for, and as a bonus I got to make $10, was absolutely worth it to me. Absolutely worth it, because it was the experience that I wanted. I didn't care that much about making 10 bucks, but I really cared about having that experience. So think about you and your focus, and make sure that the pay is worth it to you. One last thing here on making sure the pay is worth it for you is make sure it's something actually you're gonna like doing. Like, if you hate going to the grocery store, it's too overstimulating for you, you do not enjoy it, and it's one of the worst tasks ever, don't pick up that mystery shop. That's a silly idea. That's just gonna be a negative experience for you. And even if it paid 20 bucks or you got free groceries or something, it's not gonna be fun. We don't want to do things that are gonna be negative experiences, are not fun for us. Here's a personal example. In the fall, in September, there was a $300 air conditioning shop, and I was like, I couldn't care less about air conditioners, but I care about $300. So let me sign up for that one. I did it, and it was the worst experience ever. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. After 7 reports of air conditioners, I was like, $300 was not even remotely worth this for me, right? Because I could not care less about HVAC systems and how old something is and blah, 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 blah. But can you imagine if I was a homeowner who actually needed to be shopping for an HVAC system within the next year or two? I would have just been getting paid to do something that's on my to-do list anyway, right? Getting paid $300 to do something that was already on my to-do list. So make sure it is something that's worth it to you. It holds some sort of significance in your life. Otherwise, it's not going to be fun, and the pay is not going to feel like it's worth it, because you're going to be like, well, this is stupid. I don't want to do this. The final tip here is to grab shops that have bonuses. A bonus is usually when there's a deadline coming up. So the client has to have this report back by the 15th, for example, and we're getting to the 13th and no one has picked up the shop. So then the scheduler might offer a $10 bonus or $20 bonus if you can go and do the shop that day or the next day. Get on those, because that basically doubles your pay rate to do the same amount of work. That's a very easy way to bump up that pay significantly. I love bonuses, and they are available, so don't feel like, oh, it's never going to be available. It is available. It just depends on how many people are picking up shops in your area. Here's some more pro tips. I thought that was all the pro tips. Okay, don't bite off more than you can chew at once, especially as a new shopper. It's very tempting because it feels a little bit like a video game. You're just like, ooh, money, ooh, money, ooh, money, ooh, money. Money is everywhere. And so you just want to scoop them all up, right? You just want to get all those shops for you. Okay, I'm a little bit, sorry, I just got distracted there. Okay, so it a little bit feels like a video game. You just see all this opportunity everywhere, and it's like $20 here, $50 here, $75 here, and it's very tempting just to say that it's all yours because you want it. But don't bite off more than you could chew all at once. It's not hard. to understand. It is not hard. It is a simple process. However, when you're first doing it, it's a lot to remember. It's a lot of details that you have to be cognizant of. It's a lot of things to write down. It's a lot of like little pieces. And if you have all of these things at once that you're trying to do, all of these shops, all of these reports, it's very easy to get overwhelmed when you're getting started. So just start with 1 or 2 at a time. As I mentioned before, always check along the route. If you're traveling, this is an easy way to maximize all of your opportunities. Save all of your receipts and photos. I have a separate file on my Google Drive, and I just save pictures of everything until I get paid. If you're going to be doing this as a business, save everything until the end of tax year. If you have a day or an afternoon out of the week, then you can set it aside and you can try to knock out a bunch at once. This is a good idea if you're going to do a route, but remember, like I said earlier, try to work it into your everyday life, things that you're already doing, because that's the best way to do it. And then finally, there are also phone and web shops where you don't have to leave your house. Most only pay $5 to $8, but there are some that pay up to $30. So don't knock it. I would take a look at it and imagine if you do 5 phone shops every morning that take you 10 minutes each. I don't know if that's worth it to you or not. What if they only take you 7 minutes each, right? Like, I don't know, but just think about how can you be maximizing your time? How can you maximize your time? How can you maximize your money? All right. If you can do 5 shops in 1 hour that paid $5 each, that's $25 an hour, and you don't have to leave your house. All right, next. Revealed versus unrevealed shops. Almost all mystery shops are unrevealed. So this means that you're never, ever telling anyone that you're doing a mystery shop. You're never going to go into the store and be like, hi, can I try on a pair of jeans? I'm a mystery shopper. No, never. You are a normal, everyday consumer who is going into this store to try on a pair of jeans. You are a normal, everyday consumer who's going to this restaurant to order a pizza. You're never telling anyone who you are or what you are doing. Some shops are revealed, and they will always specify that they are revealed when you sign up for them. Always, 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 before you sign up, before you apply, they will tell you that they are revealed shops. One thing to note here is that revealed shops almost always require that you have access to a printer, because you typically need to print out a piece of paper for that person to sign as proof that you were there and that you did the shop. So just be aware that if you don't have a printer, this might be a little bit hard for you. If you don't have a printer, you can very easily go to your public library and print out the papers. It usually costs like 10 cents or 5 cents a paper, 15 cents a paper maybe, so it's not like it's an impossible thing or a huge financial burden. However, it is additional time, so just like think about that and always make sure that what you're doing is worth it for you. I typically don't do any gas station shops because A, I don't have a printer, and B, I don't want to drive somewhere to print, so it just doesn't make any sense for me to do it. However, gas station shops are the most bountiful shops out there. If you're okay doing these revealed shops, then you can clean up because they pay well, and there's like 800 of them at all times. So, yeah. The difference between unrevealed and revealed as far as pay, there really is none. It's not like you're going to make a bunch more money to do a revealed shop, so it's not like, oh, I have to get comfortable with doing this because they pay more. It's not true, actually. There's really no difference there between an unrevealed and a revealed. However, I would say, again, just like the quantity, specifically gas station shops, there's always gas station shops available. So if you're comfortable with it, then money. It's pure money. Alrighty, and that brings us to payment timelines. So the payment timelines are different from every platform, and you should read through the information when you're signing up with that company when you're signing up, because that's when it's going to tell you when you're going to get paid. PrestaShopper, Instant Shops, and Observa. Observa is an app, so it's not really a mystery shopping company, but it is like the same idea. And these are the fastest paying. Ipsos is the second fastest. Ipsos pays every 2 weeks, middle and end of the month. Everybody else typically takes a month to pay. Some companies will take more than a month to pay, like Coil Hospitality takes forever to pay you, but they will pay you eventually. It takes a long time. Coil pays you at the end of the month following the month that you do the shop. So if you do the shop on February 6th, you will get paid at the end of March. It's the end of the following month from the month in which you did the mystery shop. So it's just a long time. I'm calling this out because if you haven't seen the payment, it doesn't mean you're not going to get paid. It doesn't mean it was a scam. It means you need to check on the payment timelines. But also, if you're ever doing a shop that involves you paying money out of pocket because you're going to get reimbursed for it and then you're going to get the shop fee later, you need to make sure you have the money available in order to be able to do those shops, because you're not going to get paid the same day, right? You're going to get paid a couple of weeks later. So you need to make sure that you're not putting yourself into a financial bind. At this point, don't get stressed out if you're like, well, I don't have that much liquid cash. That is why I'm doing this whole thing in the first place. Okay, in that case, it's okay, because there are plenty of shops that don't require a purchase at all. There are shops that you can just go and do an activity, whatever it is, and make the money. You do not have to make a purchase in order to do mystery shopping. It's just that certain activities, like going out for drinks or going out for a meal or getting a free flight or something like that, will require you to make the purchase up front. However, if you don't have the cash, don't do those shops to start. Just do the ones that don't require a purchase. Gas station shops will require you to purchase 1 gallon of gas and usually a $2 to $3 snack. So altogether, maybe it's like a $5 out-of-pocket cost, and then you're going to make about $15 to $18 to $25 to do the shop. So it's not a steep out-of-pocket cost, and you'll get paid relatively quickly. So that's a lot. But again, don't stress out if you don't have the funds, a lot of money, like right away, to be footing the bill for a couple of $75 meals and then not seeing that money to come back for a couple of months. Don't worry, because it's not like those are the only opportunities available to you. You can do so many other things, and you can do things that don't require any purchase whatsoever. So finally, if you didn't look when you sign up for the company, you can Google that company and look up their payment terms or find their FAQ, and it will tell you there. Okay, avoiding scams. A mystery shopping company that requires your social security number during the sign-up process is not a scam. As I told you in the beginning of this training, the social security number is required by the IRS. That's the way it works. A company that requires you to pay during the sign-up process is a scam. So if there's ever a company that says, you need to take our training, you need to submit $10 with your application in order to get accepted into this mystery shopping company, that's a scam. And you should run the other way, okay? Close out of that guy immediately. The next thing is anything that involves a pure transfer of money. So if there's ever a wiring money of something, or depositing a check, or buying a gift card, that is a scam. Don't do it. Mystery shopping companies that are legit involve smaller purchases. So like having a $50 meal, having a $100 meal, purchasing a $20 item, a $10 accessory. That is the type of purchase that a mystery shopping company would typically expect of you, or have in the job, if it's going to be a job that requires a purchase with a reimbursement. So scams that are known in the mystery shopping is like a wire us money and we'll wire it back to you, or deposit this check and then we'll wire money back to you. Those are scams. The only exception that I want to call out is that if it is a job on a reputable job board that you know and trust from a mystery shopping company, and it involves sending money, it might be okay. I know one specific example of this. There is a money company that's located in just about every single Walmart, and they recently had a lot of jobs available. And so I am thinking about this as I'm telling you that sending money is always a scam. Honestly, I would just use these words of mine as a way to say err on the side of caution, and just don't do anything that requires sending money. Like, if you feel even a little bit on the fence about it, just don't do it. Because I know that I saw a bunch of those shops available, but I would hate for you to do anything that involves sending money because you think it's okay, and then it turns out it's a scam. So I would just say, like, as you're getting started, just don't do it. Just avoid it, avoid it, avoid it, avoid it. Anything that requests pure money, I think it's very easy to say that that's a scam. Don't do it. Do you feel overwhelmed? Yeah, there's a lot of information. Hopefully you don't feel overwhelmed. Hopefully you feel engaged. Because now we're going to look at PrestaShopper. And we're going to look at PrestaShopper because this is, in my opinion, one of the best places for you to start. It's a very easy way to see what's available for ya. So Presto Shopper takes about 30 seconds to sign up. It's one of the fastest ways to sign up for mystery shopping. And you can think of mystery shopping, Presto Shopper, as more of like a Kayak or an Expedia, where it's kind of like a search engine for mystery shops. So it's just going to kind of tell you everything that's available. So let's break it down. What you can do. So up here at the magnifying glass, you're going to put in your location, wherever you're traveling to, wherever you live, wherever you're headed on vacation, whatever that place is, you're going to put it in here. It's going to populate a map of opportunities that are available. You can see there's 3 different colors. So what do all the colors mean? The blue pins mean that they're instant shops on Presto. So that means that if you click on this blue pin, it's going to pull up an opportunity and you'll have between 12 to 24 hours to complete the opportunity. 12 to 24 hours. You're then going to get paid within typically 3 to 7 days. It's a very fast turnaround time compared to, again, a company like Coil that has like a month and a half turnaround time. 3 to 7 business days. These ones are super fast. The orange ones means that they are opportunities from mystery shopping companies, not through Presto Shopper. So this is called Presto Shopper. Blue ones, Insta Shops. Orange ones, mystery shops. So when you look at the right-hand side, it's going to show you all the opportunities that are available. If you click on one of these orange shops, it's going to pull up a new window that looks like something like this, which is exactly what it's going to look like if you open a job opportunity on a mystery shopping site. It's going to tell you what the job description is, the dates you can do it, the amount of money that you're going to make, and then a description and the calendar for you to pick your day, right? At the bottom left, it's going to tell you the company that this is with. We can see that this is with Suitor Marketing. It's going to say, if you don't have an account, please click here to create one. This is something that a lot of people think is a scam because they're like, well, I'm already on Presto Shopper and I already created an account here. And now it's telling me I need to make another account, and this feels like they are just trying to steal all my information. They're not. Okay, it's just like Kayak or Expedia, where it shows you all of the different hotels, right? And then if you wanted to book directly from that hotel, you would have to go to that hotel's website and sign up with them and do the booking with them, okay? So you would just need to go click here, create that profile with that company, and sign up to do the shop there. Another thing is if you click here onto filter, it will pull up this little scrolly list, which is a full list of mystery shopping companies. If you ever feel like, oh, I don't know where else to sign, maybe there's some more opportunities, here's like a whole list that you can go through and sign up with. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, and they're all right there. And if they're located on Presto Shopper, you already know they're legit because Presto Shopper is legit itself. So if it's on here, it's safe to sign up with them. I also recommend using Presto Shopper because it just gives you a quick, good glance at companies that are in your area. In the PDF, I have a whole list of mystery shopping companies, but that doesn't guarantee that those companies are going to have shops available in your area. Sometimes these companies have shops that are available in the northeastern region of the United States or the southwestern region of the United States or wherever they might be. It doesn't necessarily mean they're available in your area. So if you're looking for good jumping off points, then you can see you can click around on the orange bubbles and see what companies are available in your area. And those are like good companies that you could just sign up with to get started. So that's Presto Shopper. Remember, the blue ones are the instant shops that you'll do through Presto Shopper, and the orange ones are external companies where you will have to have an account with each one of those companies. The purple shops are also Presto Shopper. They're typically alcohol, cigarettes, or convenience stores that involve a pharmacy visit. You don't have to have a prescription or like buy medication or anything, but it typically involves asking a question at a pharmacy. So these are like a little bit more specialized, but that's what those ones are. Moving on. Okay, I think we're almost done, guys. I think we're almost done. What you should be tracking. You should be tracking all of your expenses, everything. You should be tracking the meals that you're going out for. You should be tracking your gas. You should be tracking any apps or subscriptions that you purchase. So like if you purchase the Circuit app and you have that subscription, then you should be tracking those expenses. Any accessories that you have to purchase, even though you're going to get reimbursed for it, and even though you get to keep that product, you should be tracking those expenses. Why? Because when the payments come to you from the mystery shopping company, it's coming in one lump sum payment. It's not getting broken out into reimbursements and profits, right? Like payment. It's just one lump sum payment. And according to the IRS, if you are not specifically getting reimbursed, you're just getting that money back as a payment, then at the end of the year, you can be taxed on all of that money that is coming in as a payment, which means you can write off all of these things that were expenses. So you can write off your meals, you can write off your gas, you can write off any clothes that you were required to purchase, or shoes that you were required to purchase, or airline tickets that you were required to purchase. That's all a write-off because you're getting that money back as a paycheck. And if it's coming back as a paycheck, it's income. And if it's coming back as income, it's taxable. So write off anything that you spend money on. And that's it. That is it. So I hope that this was a really helpful training, and I hope that you feel ready to conquer the world and ready to go get them and start making money. And I would love for you to leave me some feedback if this is a helpful guide, or if you have any other questions, how you feel about things. And I would love to know how your mystery shopping experience goes. Would love to know after a couple of weeks, like how much money you've made. And yeah, I wish you the best. And again, if you have any questions, then send me an email. I'm here to help you. I will see you later. Bye.